It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding on the phone, Martin Harding-Mazzotti.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Hey, DJ, well, this morning. Good morning to you guys.
We're glad we have you because we've been going over this leading up to your phone call here, and we're kind of confused. It's the story out of Cohoes last week where a judge orders a challenge, I think the first one, to the bail reform law. Before we get into that, do you know City Court Judge Tom Marcel?
Well, I have met him once or twice. He's a real smart guy. He was off to the federal bench. It didn't work out, so he's in Cohoes. So in terms of judges, he's kind of a judge's judge, I guess.
So does it surprise you that he's the judge to set up this first legal battle over the new law?
Well, we knew it was coming. The judges who've, in essence, lost their discretion when they look over the bench, they look down at someone who's missed several court appearances throughout their entire life, and he doesn't think they're coming back, and he wants to ensure that that's the case, and he can't do it.
Explain the logic behind what's going on with the new law in that instance and what the difference is, from before, because it's a little confusing.
Sure. So the upside of the law was basically this: if someone's indigent and they don't have any funds at all, and they do a minor crime, and you say, hey, $100 bail. Well, in essence, it's a jail sentence, right? They're going to go to jail until their case is heard several days later, or they may be in jail a few weeks because they don't have the $100, right? So that the genesis of it was sort of this fairness piece. But the legislation that came out probably went, by most accounts, went a little too far in terms of giving the judges no discretion. In most misdemeanors, there's no bail now. In many felonies, nonviolent felonies, including arson, robbery, no bail.
Wow.
They don't qualify. Yeah, you come to court and you spin around, you go back out. And domestic violence is another one. Many instances where you are arraigned and then the judge can't keep you, even if he or she thinks that you're going to be a danger to the person you were just a danger to. So, yeah, they went a little bit over the top here.
In the case of Judge Marcel, he had a guy who had the number of infractions and never showed back up.
Never even went.
So he's like powerless to keep this guy, and he knows he's probably not going to show up. So what happens now? What happens with what the judge did? Where does it go next?
Well, we went constitutional. So there's a thing called the separation of powers, and I bring everybody back to 10th grade or where you've got executive. So you've got the president, you've got legislative, folks who make the law, you got judicial, you got the judges, right? So they're supposed to all be separate, and they can't really control each other. They've got the ability to affect each other, but they can't control the way the other person conducts their job. He's saying, hey, you took this out of my hands. I'm no longer the judge that I'm supposed to be constitutionally, and we're going to see what the courts think about this.
So, because they're equal parts of the government, it's like them passing it on,
putting the ball into their court.
Right?
Again.
Okay.
But what's the time frame for something like this to happen?
It's a percolating thing, right? So it's going to kind of work its way up, and eventually we'll see our highest court of appeals looking at this, and then of course, depending on which side is successful, it could go beyond to the U.S. Supreme Court. So time-wise, nothing quick about this.
Great news for unemployed crack addicts everywhere.
Well, I mean, the woman who pushed the 84-year-old lady down at the Price Chopper in Rotterdam, I don't know if she should be in jail forever, but then I also don't know if she should be out right now. And she's out right now because
leave a little
there's
money
no
on
bail.
it.
You know what I mean?
Right?
That's all right. Well,
Thank you, Paul.
This is going to go on for a while, but we appreciate you straightening this out for us, Paul.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys.
Paul Harding from Martin Harding Mazzotti, 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com.